Welcome back to another episode of Just My Baby Daddy podcast. It's your boy AJ.
It's the bougie baby daddy Eli.
See how horrible that is? His intro. Yeah, that's bad. But y'all see what we got on the show today. We have a legend, a living legend. Every night before we go to bed, Comic View is always on TV.
Oh, I was trying to figure out where you were going with that every night before we go to bed.
Nah, every night before I go to bed, I'm watching Comic View.
Don't come on no more.
Boy, this boy's a hater. Early, right? You see what we're in store for?
We're here professional.
Like, early. We got Mr. Bruce on the show today. What's
up,
going on, man?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Hey, appreciate you being here,
Thank
man.
you, man. He is a hater, though.
No, God, a huge one.
See, you got to understand, player haters are just like grapes. They grow in bunches.
Well, thank you for joining.
No.
Hey, we all flocked together, right?
He been on me since I got here. But
No, you started.
He is not ready. You trust me. I had him sitting in the car, one foot on the brake, one on the gas. I'm telling you.
You better leave
You
me
hear
alone.
me, Bishop? You hear me, Bishop?
Hey, he over there holding that light right there pretty
I'm sorry,
good.
he hold that screen up. He's dead serious. He's been like this, like he working German Motors. I'm just kidding. What's up, man?
Man, we appreciate you coming here, man. We're going to start you off the first way we start off everybody.
Okay.
What does it mean to you to be a father?
Oh man, that's about the coolest thing in the world. I wish I had more kids, but you got to have the right woman
Ooh,
in order
Jesus.
to have these kids. You know, I wanted more kids, but I didn't want them by my wife, who I was married to at the time. That was the devil's little sister. You know?
Oh, God.
And man, she was rough on her brother, and I would have had more, but being a father is like the most important thing in the world, man. I mean, teaching kids, you got to teach your kids, you got to teach them. Because if you give a chance for the streets to teach them, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Boy or girl, you know. Boys gonna hustle, girls gonna hustle. So you got to be a parent and you got to communicate with your kids, man. And no matter what happened between you and the mother, fathers, you still got to be a father to your kids. Mm-hmm. Quit getting mad at the mother. When you get mad at the mother, you get mad at everybody. You don't want to mess with the family. You don't mess with her baby, her mama, the uncles, or nothing. Y'all used to be partners.
Right.
But still be a father to your children.
Right.
That's the key to that.
So when you think about fatherhood and the whole landscape of being a father, where was your blueprint? Who gave you that blueprint of how to
You
do
know,
it?
we young. We wouldn't have no blueprint. We was out doing it. We just out having sex. You know, most white people plan, you know, I'm going to have a child. We're going to be married for 5 years. And then after 5 years, we're going to start having kids. We don't plan children. You know what I'm saying? Not as black people. We just have children. I wish I'd have waited and planned and get ready. But see, you also got to understand, if you want kids, you got to make sure your partner wants kids.
True.
So a lot of guys don't want kids. Or we want to do the thing. We want to have sex with the woman and all that, but we don't want no kids. And then sometimes it's vice versa. Most women, I just like him. I just want to have sex with him. I want a kid, but make sure the woman wants a child and you want one too. You see what I'm saying? Then they come one, then they come another. They come another. However it's done, but both parties got to agree to what you do.
So when you talk about planning, that's the first time I heard somebody say that, right? What do you think would have been the difference if you took the time to plan, or do you think that's something that we need to start preaching?
Yeah, we need to start.
But how do you think that would impact the children long term? Like, what do you think the difference would be?
It'll be the big difference because you'll be in your child's life. It's almost like when you get out of high school, you plan to go to college.
Yep.
You plan to take a major. You plan on what you want to do in your life. So it's the same thing. You got to plan what you're going to do with your child. You know what I'm saying? And be in their life. You got to go to the activities. You got to talk to them. You can't brush them off. You got to sit and have one-on-ones with each child. Because every child, you can have the same child by the same woman, but every one of them got different personalities. So you got to deal with all those different personalities. Especially if you got a bunch of girls. Oh my God. Because the girls, you know, they get emotional. They want to cuss the little boys out, even though they're their brothers, they'll cuss them out, but they love them. But, you know, little boys have a tendency of picking on the girls. So, yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're older or younger.
Yeah, that's it. But they person not different. I'm oldest son. I've been trying to do a DNA, but he won't take the test. Now I got to wait till he fall and cut himself. You know what I'm saying? But the other two are just as cool, but he's just so different. And you got to understand, when two people have a child, it's two different people.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're gonna have two different things. Personalities in there. So however they meet up, that's what then you got to deal with it. Yeah.
So when you're navigating different personalities, what is something within you that made you realize that? Because older school, like especially when older parents just say it's like a one size fit all thing.
Oh yeah.
But in reality, you have to become some type of therapist and pay attention and acknowledge that. But when did that start clicking and clicking in you to say, you know what, I can't do the one size fit all thing?
Well, the key thing about life, we all know right from wrong. We know we're doing something wrong. We know we're wrong. We'll say, man, it's wrong. I know I'm wrong, but I'm going to do it. But let me tell you, my father left when I was 4 or 5. I ended up finding him when I was 40, right? I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, I had a private detective to find him. You know what I'm saying? And he thought I was going to attack him. You know, like, where you been? I don't know him.
Yeah.
I say, hey, man, I just want to see how you been.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids. You got 3 grandkids. They want to meet you.
Yeah.
But my uncle, when my dad left, I had this uncle, was the coolest dude in the world. He was about 5 feet tall, about a 98 in the waist, right? Jesus. Look like an egg with a belt on. You know? But he was my dude, and he told me, he said, when my dad left, he said, you ain't got to worry about your dad, you got an uncle here. So he was my father figure.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? So I can never forget when I had all my children, and I never forget my wife and I broke up. And he looked me dead in the eye. He said, look here. He said, I don't care what she say. He said, I don't care what she do. He said, I don't care who you see her with. He said, it's your job to take care of them kids. He said, you remember what I tell you? He said, if you do what I tell you to do, in the end, you're going to come out on top. He said it just like this. He said, I might not be here to see it. Unc might be dead and gone. He said, but you're going to think about what I said. And I've been on top ever since.
Oh, wow.
Taking care. You got to take care of your kids, man.
Yeah.
I done been mad at her, yeah, but I wasn't mad at my kids. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the kids would let me know stuff was going on. You know, she had another man over there.
Hold on, you don't be asking. You won't
they'll
ask
tell me.
away.
They'll tell me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then one dude draw the pistol on me and I
thought you were probably
I'll
shooting a
kill you. I said, man, you ain't finna shoot nobody, man. I said, I'll give you about 2 months. You're going to be calling me to take this motherfucker back. You know what I'm saying? So he was just trying to prove his man and all that. And then what's crazy, I ended up seeing him like maybe 15, 18 years later.
Yeah.
He walks up to me, Bruce, what's up, man? I'm a big fan. I'm looking at him. This nigga don't even recognize me.
He ain't last 2 months.
You know what I'm
then.
saying? No. No. Crying like a red onion, man. That's crying. You hear me, man?
Got you.
But yeah, the key thing, man, you know, you got to stay in their lives, man. And kids now, it's with the internet and social media. See, we didn't have that. No, you know, when I was coming, we didn't have. These kids would do anything. They would say anything. I done had girls that come up to me, hey, I like your baby. Where's your mother? You too young for me. I'm telling you now. I'm scared of her because she got too much energy. She be mad at me. Bruce, that's it. Bitch, that's it. I'm sorry. That's all I got. So, you know, I don't mess with young girls because I don't want no old dude mess with my daughter. So, you know, karma is real, man.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
So speaking on that, when you said you met your father again, right?
Yeah.
Did he meet
He
your
found
kids?
He actually did, man. He didn't. He ended up passing away. And he was a doctor. He was a anesthesiologist. I can remember he was in the Air Force. I remember that. And he was a medic in the Air Force. And then he ended up getting his degree being a doctor. He flew airplanes and choppers. He drove the chopper when people got hurt. He was flying the helicopters and stuff. And we never did team up, and he passed away. Yeah, he died about, let me see, 15 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, my mother and father's passed away now. But I'm the only child my mother ever had. I don't have any stepbrothers, stepsisters, nothing. I was 5 niggas by myself.
Yeah, at least.
You know what I'm saying? Something happened in the hood, my mama said, where Bruce at? Because she know I had something to do with it. Where is he at? I know he had something to do with it.
So did your dad have any other kids? None?
Had no other kids or nothing. And what's crazy, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, born in Atlanta. He lives in Atlanta, and I never did see him.
Good.
Until I got a private detective to find him. He dodged the calls about 3-4 times, and he sent them letters, and private detective just left a message. He said, hey, this is Sergeant such and such. Your son is looking for you, Bruce. I need you to give him a call. He picked up the phone. He would listen to them and say, hey, how you doing? This Richard, what's going on? Who want to see me? He said, your son just want to see you. And I met up with him and we talked. Yeah.
Wow.
But he was scared. And then he was on the defense, you know. You know, brother, you know he ain't did right, so he ready for anything. And I say, man, what's happening? I didn't even go at him like that.
Right.
I said, man, I just want to see how you doing. That's
Did you always have that outlook, or did you have to grow into that? Like, you know, I don't.
Well, once my uncle told me he had my back, man, I ain't thinking about that dude no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once my uncle say, Uncle got you, don't worry about it. I ain't think about it. Didn't even think about him growing up. Didn't even think about daddy come to the school.
Yeah.
Man, my uncle come up there, look like little Humpty Dumpty. Let me tell you something. That nigga walk over with those shoes, those steel taps. Like, look at him, who messing with my boy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause my uncle was a very smart, and he was very knowledgeable of a lot of things. I never forget, my mother had this old boyfriend. You know, mamas always get these old no good boyfriends, right?
Trust me.
So they was trying to send me to camp for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? You need to send me to camp. He need to go to camp. But my uncle was like, he tried to clear. Mama said, look here, he can go to camp, but I need to look everybody in the eye who going on this camping trip. I need everybody that's working on the camping trip. It's gonna be. I need to see him. He said, if they can't make the meeting, reschedule the meeting, but I need to look him in the eye because he didn't play that jump. Right. You know what I'm saying? He said, now who is this? He asked questions, and then what was crazy, a dude went to school. My uncle was over the camp and he saw him. My uncle said, man, how you been? And they got to talk. He said, it's my nephew. He like my son. He said, I'm sending him on the. He said he want to come camp. He said, you send him on to make sure you're taken care of. So when the dude said that, my uncle was straight, but my uncle didn't play that, man. No.
Yeah. So what's the biggest thing that you got from him?
My uncle, everything, man. Personality. He'll tell a lie. Everybody got to back it up. You know, he tell a lie. Everybody, did that happen? Yeah, that way. We know he lied. You know what I'm saying? But he was a baker.
Yeah.
He taught me how to cook, man. He told me something. He said, I'm teaching some stuff gonna stick with you for the rest of your life. He taught me how to cook. He the reason I don't drink. He used to drink, so he said, give me that water right there. He had some gin with water, with ice in it. I thought it was water. He said, drink something. I drunk. I said, God. He said, I'm gonna break you from drinking. He did it. And he did that with a cigar. He said, light my cigar. I used to light it on the stove and got choked. I don't want it no more. He knew what he was doing, man. He was a smart dude, man. But he taught me how to cook. My aunt taught me how to clean up. My other aunt taught me how to wash clothes. My mama taught me how to keep my ass clean. My mama said, don't no woman want no stinking ass man. So, you know, hey, man, it's life. And this is what teaching your kids about life is about.
Right. So what would you say you got a lot of your parenting style from? Would you say it's from him? Or
All of them. You know, my mother had 2 sisters and a brother. So my mother was the first to have a child out of all of them. So I went from lap to lap to lap to lap to lap. You know what I'm saying? So all of them teaching me this. All of them. They didn't play no games, man. So, you know, that's what it's all about. I got nieces now. My wife, from being married, she got 8 brothers and sisters. So she got a little niece that's one who I adore. But we all teach. We have to teach them because the niece mama, she got 6 kids. They ain't too bright. So we have to work with her too. So you have to teach them, man. You know, you know, y'all get these crazy dudes and you have kids by them and wonder what went wrong. Have you talked to them? You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Now, when you think about your style, what is it about your style of parenting that you feel is the strongest thing for your parenting?
Communicating. Communicating is the strongest. My kids right now, I can talk to them about anything, sex, anything. You know my son Brandon, he done came to me, hey Papa, I need to ask you about this girl. She's a little older than me. This is when he was in college, you know what I'm saying? I said, hey man, well, you know, do what you gotta do, but don't take it serious, you know what I'm saying? See where she's coming from. My grandmother used to say, if you talk to a person long enough, they'll tell you where they're coming from. I found that to be true. We need to all start talking. I remember one time I was talking to this girl, fine, you know she be fine. She was in the Waffle House, she working in there. I said, baby, what happened to your last boyfriend? She said, oh, I tried to kill that motherfucker. I said, this is the person I want to see right here. This is the person I want to see, not the fine girl. Let me see that fool right there. So talk to them first. See, sex is easy. You can make that easy.
Yes.
Start talking to people. Talk to them. And we need to know when to stop. When we see signs we don't like, stop. If you don't like it, get the fuck on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Leave it alone. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how fine he is. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see, like, church folks don't tell you everything.
Bishop.
Sorry about this, Bishop. You know, church folks don't tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you everything. They got a son, they keep at home. You don't see him every Easter. You know what I'm saying? He's 43 with baby shoes on, white baby, with a living room table Bible. You like, who the fuck is that? You know, that Junior. Hey, Junior, where have he been? They have hid him.
Upstairs in the room.
You understand what I'm saying? Oh, he been in the basement. He's 42 years. He's 43 with baby shoes, white, and they paddle leather. You grown baby. The Bible this big. Look, you know, come on. You know the one you grab on the living room
cargo
table.
pants.
The one that's putting a whole
With the pockets on the side. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why, I never did. And the key thing about children, because everybody is not right. I'm going to say that again. Everybody's not right. I never let nobody keep my kids. It was me, her, my mama, her mama. That's it. No church members, no friends, no girl, come by and keep a kid. No. If it'd be a situation where I can't go, well, I'll stay here with the kid.
Right.
You can't go, you stay here with the kid. That's what I did. Because people ain't right, man. I don't know why these people want to mess with kids in a sexual manner. And all these women out here that want a man, ready to give it to them. Yeah, give it to you. Because all the big women always want me. I don't know what they think we're going to do. Go look at a workout tape or go kill a buffet. But that's it.
They don't got buffets.
And they be serious too. So what's up? Nothing. Not a damn thing. What you gonna do? But it's women out there they's willing. They want a man. And you gonna mess with a child? Something ain't right up here, man. Yeah. Ain't right. I've met more women in my life, and I had a lot of women. You hear me play? I used to get players.
I mean, we got the songs
from the Himalayas. You understand what I'm saying? But uncles, granddaddies, cousins
that's disgusting.
have messed with them. I don't know what's wrong with these dudes, man. No, we don't do that. Get you a good woman. I know a friend of mine now from Philly got 2 wives. I ain't gonna call no name, and they say, yeah, we his wife. And I'm like, damn, why can't I have 2 wives? You know what I'm saying?
You better leave him alone.
I ain't gonna call no name. Bishop, you hear me? Don't tell me.
I do got a question for you though.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Especially with your profession, right?
Yeah.
You're a comedian, so you have children that take on a lot of your personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's say when they're in school or they're getting in trouble for like talking, because I have that issue now with my daughter where she just talks and talks and talks, and it's like she tries to mimic me with certain stuff, and I'm like, I know when to turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah.
How do you teach that to your kids? Because they see what you do.
You got to still communicate. Like I told you earlier, when I was young, something happened in the hood and it was stupid. My mother knew I had something to do with it. So you know your child.
Yeah.
If your child says, Daddy, I didn't say that, you know she lied.
Yeah.
Because you know her. You know what I mean? But she's going to have to learn to turn it on and turn it off. You got to teach her, hey, baby, there's a time and a place for everything. Sometimes it ain't the time. Like I went to school with a dude, he couldn't read. Well, he could read. He was very smart, but he came and slept all day. So back in the day, when you come to elementary school, if you just came in class, they'd pass you with a D. You know what I'm saying? This dude named Rab slept all day. So I used to trick him. I got tired. I'd say, hey, Joe, I'm doing all this work. He ain't doing nothing. So we was like in the 4th grade, and I said, Rab, teacher wants you to read this paragraph. Oh, God. He'd jump straight up. He don't even ask no question. He sleep. He'd just jump straight up. Teacher just look at him. Say, Rab, we read that early today. What you? He said, I'm gonna beat your ass. You ain't gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but he had a family that wasn't communicating with him. You know what I'm saying? Because see, back in the day when I grew up, the neighborhood, you ever heard the saying, it take a village to raise a child? That's true. And the neighborhood back then, boy, let me tell you something. This is a true story. Old players grew up when I grew up. One dude named Buster, one dude named Duval, one dude named Mr. Sterling, Cantrell. They was old number runners. They retired railroad men, stuff like that. And I don't know how they found out stuff about me, but they found out. You know what I'm saying? Never came to our house and that. Buster said, come here, baby. Had all gold teeth. Every teeth was gold. Old dude. He said, come here. Now they tell me that you upstairs talking back to your mama. And I'm thinking, how does motherfucker know this? You know what I'm saying? Because he done found out. And he said, now, I think they're lying, so I'm going to let you tell me. You see, they'll make you be done told him some shit he didn't even know. Wow. You know what I'm saying? But they knew. And Buster said, look here, this is what I want you to do here in the pocket. He said, take the dollar, get you something to drink. He said, when you get upstairs, we'll apologize to your mom. See, that's how them old players were.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? But in school, even when I was in school, what's this they say you made a D? He said, we don't make D's. And I'm thinking to myself, how did this motherfucker find out? Yeah. But they kept up with you. They kept up and they helped. Yeah. They helped the parent. And he said, Buster, go in the pocket again. Look, I'm gonna give you $1. Look here. You pick that grade up for me. You need to get an A or B or something. And that's how they was.
Yeah.
And you appreciate him. And he didn't talk to you like you was stupid. He didn't downgrade you, stupid motherfucker.
Yeah.
He didn't do none of that.
Yeah.
He said, look here, I want you to pick it up because you're smart now. Handle that. Then about 3 weeks later, he said, I'm keeping up with you. That motherfucker knew.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking to him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's the way it is. See, back in the day when I was growing up, people that sold drugs, they was our hero. You know, people didn't have no food. Who ain't got no food? Get in the car, baby. They got that deuce of the quarter. Come on, let's go to the grocery store. Have all the kids, they drive around the block. They go buy our groceries, put it out, and tell your man when he get home, call me, I need to see him. See, that's how they did. You see what I'm saying? Everybody goes and look at, I bought your family groceries. When you get the money, pay me back. See, that's how they did. See, all the drug dealers now, it's all about them. You know, who got the nice car, who got the most clothes, who got the most jewelry, who got the most women. They don't care nothing about the hood no more. They destroying the hood. But back then, they was taking care of the hood. You know, I'm cutting grass. People ain't even know who their yard was. They volunteered me. I'm gonna get Bruce coming out cut the grass. Get me to cut it. I don't even know this lady. Here I am. Cut the damn grass. Because he done told me to cut the grass. But that's what they did back in the day. You see what I'm saying? So it takes a village, man. And it takes a neighborhood to stay together. Everybody's all about themselves now.
Yeah.
Everybody, people done got money and they want to stick with them and them. No, that ain't where it's done.
So speaking of that though, how do you think we could get that sense of community back? Because for some reason it's like you just mentioned, it seems like over time the community feel has dissipated. But the unity is needed to kind of start bringing the community, bringing our children, bringing everyone back that's starting to get lost or fall to the wayside. How do you think we could get that back?
Well, it starts with the church. See, most preachers got to quit preaching about the money and then start preaching for the souls and teaching people to get back in their hood and work together. See, that's where it was back in the day. The preachers taught them different things. Now it's all about the money. You know, I don't care what a preacher got. I mean, if you need it, get it. If you got a jet, get it. If you got a Bentley, get it. I don't care, but make sure you care about the people. And it takes the church to bring them together. See, it's all about a show now.
Yeah.
You know, most preachers now, they got jets and everything. I know you need one because you're going cross country and all that. That's fine, but pay attention to you know, back in the day when people needed help, they went to the church.
Yeah.
And the church gave them money, paid the rent for them, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it started with the church, man. It started with everybody communicating again. Because don't nobody want to be a leader. They kill leaders.
Too much responsibility.
Oh, they kill leaders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not a fan, and I don't care if you show this. I'm looking in the camera. I'm not a fan of Jesse Jackson. I'm not a fan of Al Sharpton because they're opportunists. They're not leaders. It's all about what they can get out the deal. You ever notice something happen? They both of them standing there. When Michael Jackson died, he's standing there with Joe Jackson. You know, I knew Michael when he was 3 years old.
Yeah.
Hey, shut up, you little pea-head motherfucker.
Yeah.
You used to be 500 pounds talking about you worked out. You know you had surgery.
And that civil rights attorney, the one that can't talk.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
John Lewis.
No, not him.
Oh, he can't talk either. He got 2 tongues in his mouth.
That's the
I know
one.
he passed away, but John couldn't talk. John couldn't talk. Lord have mercy. He's the prostitution of the syllable. John, come on, write a note or something.
Have a translator.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But you know, they kill leaders. Don't nobody want to be a leader. Like I got a lot of respect for Dr. Umar Johnson because he tell
he
it
a
like
wild
it
boy.
is. He's smart.
Yeah, wow, boy.
He's very educated.
Yeah.
And when you ask him a question, he's ready. Ain't no biting your tongue. He is ready.
Whether you
set,
agree with
and
him or
go.
not.
Right. He ready, set, go. And he will check you in a minute. He called the black people with down with white people, you're coon. And they are. You know they are.
Yeah.
You know, so I like him. I like the way he talking. I like his education. I mean, the dude's a bad dude. I ain't never seen him back down.
I ain't seen the school open either.
No, I ain't seen him. I sent some money. I think I sent $40. He done, look at it. It's $800,000.
I don't know what he done did with
I don't know what the school at,
But,
unless
you
it's
know,
a charter
but
school.
he's definitely entertaining.
Oh, he's doing it virtual.
He took advantage of COVID.
Yeah, I ain't seen that school either.
Got you.
But I got one more for you.
Let's do it.
When you're on the road, because you've been on the road for years.
Yeah, man.
Like every weekend.
Love it.
So how is that dynamic when, you know, when the kids are growing up and they got things they gonna do on the weekend and those opportunities you're not necessarily there for? How do you get them to understand and explain?
Well, the key thing today is making time. You got to make time. Like I only take off work when I want to.
Yeah.
So I always say, what y'all got coming up? Well, especially when they was young. what y'all doing this, y'all doing that. So I will schedule myself around it, make sure I'm there for them. You know, it ain't all about the money. I know money is good and you make a lot of money, but you got to stay with your kids' life. So I always say, what's up, man? Like my daughter, like, Daddy, we got this, can you come? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure I come. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to what's going on. You know, just like my grandkids now. That's who I live for, my grandkids. And I got a grandson now, just turned 16, and he's super duper smart. And he's like, I'm taking a test to get my driver's license. I said, okay, got you back. Let me know. And I say, I want to know everything they tell you to do and not to do. So that's how I talk to him. He call me, hey, let me tell you this is what they told me to do. I said, okay. And so communicate, because when you're open with a child, they'll be open with you. Right. You don't ever want your child to be in a position that's scared to tell you something, because by the time they tell you, it's too late.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Especially girls, if you ain't got pregnant, they're scared to tell you because they think you're gonna kill them, which you probably will kill them. You know what I'm saying? You know, you probably won't kill them.
Depending on the day.
Yeah, but you got to let them know to come to you. Because I went to my mom every time. Mama, I got a problem. What is it? And I tell her, I'm glad you told me. But she comes back, you picked the fine goddamn time to tell me. You could have told her, Mama did found out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had to deal with that, but she was there. Yeah. See, most mothers are there. I don't care what you did. You can be and shot everybody in the church. Killed everybody in the church. At the police station, your mama down there with her purse folded up in her arm waiting on you. No, she know you're wrong, but she gonna be right there for you. Mm-hmm. That's how mothers are. Mm-hmm. That's mother's love.
Got you. So when you spoke to making time and prioritizing what you need to, did you have to grow into that mindset, or did you already have that instilled?
No, I already had it in me, man. Just like even when, let me give you a quick story. When my first wife and I broke up, she knew how I felt about my kids. My kids was always with me. When I get home, they run, Daddy, they come to me. Mm-hmm. But she knew how I felt. So I came to her like a master. Look, I know we don't see eye to eye on everything. I know you hate my guts and the feelings are mutual. But we have 3 kids here, and we need to take care of these kids. Let me work out a payment plan with you. This is what I said. I said, don't put me in the system. Mm-hmm. You know I'm gonna take care of my kids. You know my record. You know live with me for 10 years. You know how I do things. I worked 3 jobs when you didn't work a job. Mm-hmm. I said, oh no, you gonna pay me, pay me. I want $3,000 a month. Wait a minute now, baby, I ain't making but $3,000. They tax it is $2,600. Bitch, I'm gonna owe you, goddamn. I'm gonna owe you for $400 a month. You know, so work with me. Now she put me in the system, which I thought was the worst thing in the world, but it was actually the best thing for me. And I was trying to get, at the time, this is, oh my God. Let me see, Antoine is 41, Francis 38, Kiki's 36. So at the time, I was paying $1,000 a month. Mm-hmm. This is when I work in a job. And I offered her $1,200 a month. Mm-hmm. And she, oh no, you gonna pay me, motherfucker. Then we got before the judge and they got them 1099s and the judge said he's paying $1,000 a month. And I went, oh really? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then she ended up getting them, I paid it every month, but she ended up beating the system between her and her mother girlfriend who worked for child support. They beat the system and she got more money from the state and she got $43,000 from the state over a period of time. Right. And they sent me a letter saying, they don't send you the letter till the money built up. They said I was in the rear. Ooh. And my mother, I said, rear? My mother said, rear mean behind. Yeah. Like, how am I behind? And I'm paying my child support. And she had got money from the state. I had to pay it back though. Oh, wow. Yeah, but you know, everything worked out. Kids are grown now.
Yeah, that's what they say. Once the kids are grown.
Kids are grown. Yeah. The kids can deal with me. They ain't got to deal with you no more. She took me to court 63 times.
63?
63.
Just for child support and stuff?
Child support. Never got no money. The judge, Bruce, is that you? I said, yeah, that's me. Son, you got everything together? I said, yes, sir. I have you out of here in 10 minutes. Because see, every time I came to court, I always had my stuff together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Wow. She was in there with a different dude every time.
How did that affect you emotionally, though?
Oh, man, pissed me off. I wanted to fight one dude she brought to court, he said, damn, that go Bruce over there. She said, I ain't see him no more. She came back to court the next time, he was gone. She was with another dude. But you have to stay sane. Just like you got to keep your peace of mind like Will Smith should have done with Chris Rock. Yeah. You know, you never should have went up there and slapped that dude. And if y'all notice, when he came up, Chris said, "Oh, there go Richard." Now y'all know what Richard mean, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Richard mean dick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he was joking the whole time. He cold cocked him.
Yeah.
And see, that's what Will should have kept his mind straight.
Right.
Be cool, man. Let it go. Some things you have to let it go.
Wow.
You know, when it's out of your control, just let it go.
So
You get it back.
So thinking about when you were talking about being in court 63 times, and like you said, it pissed you off. But did that over time have any impact on you and your kids' relationship?
No, I
Okay.
never did let them know
Okay.
that we was going to court. But what it did, every time I went, it made me get on my toes even better and better. So it made me just, I remember this one time I went to court, and the judge's name was Judge Woodford. I don't know if he's still living, but little white guy, he about legally blind, but he can see you. He didn't play no game. But for some reason, he took a liking to me because
Gotcha.
every time I went, I was together. And I remember he locked up 17 guys before me. So when I got up, he said, "Son, you look nervous." I said, "I am." He said, "Why?" I said, "You just locked up 17 guys." He said, "You was counting?" I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "I can't be 18. I said, "Look here." I said, "I got my mother and my children I take care of." And I said, "They depend on me." I said, "If I get locked up, there's nobody gonna be able to take care."
Right.
He said, "Well, do you have everything on?" I said, "Yes, sir, I have everything in order." Then he looks down at the desk. See, the judge is sitting up. So the people that sit in the desk tells him everything. He said, "Why do we have this young man here?"
Wow.
And he's like, "Well, Judge, she said that every time she called him, he won't answer the phone." Just, are you kidding me? I never forget, I told the judge, I said, "Look, I had started being, I said, I can pay the money every month. I said, but I can't pay it on the first. I said, I can pay it between first and the 30. I will have the money in the system." And he said, "Well, what kind of work you do?" I said, "I'm a stand-up comedian." He said, "Are you funny?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Can you do clean comedy?" I said, "Yeah, that's easy." And he said, "Can you do me a minute right here in court?" And I said, "Yeah." He let me do a minute in the courtroom. And he said, "You are funny." And ever since I did that, he would give me anything.
Wow.
And I never forget, I told him, I said, "Your Honor," I say, "I pay child support." I say, "But she been getting money through the system." And I said, "I don't know how she doing it." He said, "Because somebody helping her." Just like that. He said, "I want to see you in my chambers." He took me in his chambers, and when he walked me to the back, 2 sheriffs came in, and he said, "No, this kid is all right. He's not going to bother me." He said, "I got a gut feeling about him." And he went back there and he said, "Let me tell you something." He said, "She's stealing from the state." He said, "Now I can give you some paperwork that will take 9 months. When you file it, to come back." He said, "I can have it filed in 3 minutes." Wow. He said, "And then I want her to come to court. And when she come to court, I'm going to lock her up." He said, "Now, do you want your kid's mother locked up?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "I was right about you." He said, "The average man would have said, yeah, I'll lock her up."
Wow.
I said, "No, I just wanted to stop." He said, "Well, stop after the day." And that day, they cut the money off.
Wow.
He said, "I got to order you to pay the money back." He said, "Can you pay an extra $100 a month?" He said, "That's a lot of money." I said, "Yeah, I'm going to have to if you tell me." And I paid it back, $43,000.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So another question that we like to ask is, when you think back over your parenting career, that part of your career, what was that first moment where it hit you that, like, all right, now I'm a father, it's time for me to whatever? What was that moment?
Oh man,
for you?
when I had the first child, I knew I had to get it together then. You know, I used to work at a restaurant, man, and cooking and stuff, and I knew right then I could no more joking around. I had to be a man and take care of the family, because that's what we taught. See, we're taught when you get a woman pregnant, you get married. I don't know who thought of that one, but you get married and you take care of the child, and that's what I did. Oh my God.
I was there. I mean, I didn't make it to the altar, but I did the right.
Nah,
I did part of it.
I made it to the altar. I mean, I'm sitting there stupid. You want to marry her? I'm looking at, not really, but yeah, we gonna go to do this.
Go ahead and do it.
But you just got to be a man, and well, the key thing and the coolest thing about my children, I was young, 19 and 20, but we kind of grew up together. So they were like my little brothers and sisters, and they thought I was the baddest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? Their mama say no. My daughter said, "I don't care. They're my daddy." So they didn't care what their mama say. We're their daddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know I'm gonna handle it, and I never lied to them. I always right there being straight up with them, and that's where my grandkids are. They think I'm the baddest dude in the world. I told my grandkids I was an astronaut. They like, for real.
Man, you lying.
You
You still lying, man.
You ever been to the moon?
You done still lying,
this morning.
You gotta stop that.
So based off of like the relationship that you have with your ex-wife, and your relationship with her is separate from the ones with the kids, of course.
Right.
Now, how is it that you, when you said like the mom may say something or the kids may say something about the mom, how do you try to correct that type of behavior?
Well,
Because
I
run
don't-
into like sometimes with my kids,
Yeah.
if they say something bad about their mom or she get on my nerves or this and that, I nip it in the bud right
Yeah,
away.
you have to nip it.
No
You have to
matter
nip it.
what, how I may feel, I'll be
Right.
like, yeah, she get on my nerves too, but I can't say that.
Right. You
Right?
can't do that. You can't put that negativity out there. You just got to say, hey, we got as people, we got to do the right thing. My ex-wife been married 5 more times
Good.
since we divorced. You know what I'm
It
saying?
wasn't your fault.
And I've been telling them, she know how to get them, but she don't know how to keep them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I be like, hey, one day she'll get it right. That's what I tell them, keep. One day she'll get it right.
Yeah.
I told my daughter, I say, when you get older, make sure you ain't got a lot of men in your life like that. And my daughter's 36. She's been married 15 years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And her husband was super cool. And I counsel them when they call with situations, and my daughter get a holler, oh, Daddy, you taking this out? No, let me tell you the good and bad and the ugly. After I get through, she be like, you right, Daddy. So you got to communicate. Yeah, they're good kids.
Nah, that's dope. So when you're thinking about, all right, you have grandkids now.
I do. I have 10.
10.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's your approach to being a grandfather as opposed to when you were being a father?
Well, grandkids.
Well, you're still a father, but
Okay.
you know what I mean.
The approach is kids, when you have your own kids, you beat the hell out of them. Okay? But grandkids, you don't touch them. That's their parents' job. The grandparents' job is to spoil them. And if they do something wrong, you correct them.
Correct, yeah.
But don't hitting them. Oh no,
Yeah.
Your mom and dad, they can hit
You tell on them?
No, we got a bond. Because one of them told me, said, look, I broke my phone cord. My mom don't know it like that. I said, well, I get you now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. So
Yeah.
that bond, but as far as hitting them and stuff like that, oh no. And then I do things with them that I couldn't do as a child. Like I took them on Disney cruise, and I took them to Disney World about 4 or 5 times. He throw a Mickey Mouse in there. Yay, Mickey! But they enjoy it. Let me tell you a real experience. We was on a Disney cruise, so they was trying to meet the characters, right? And when I don't know if y'all have been on a cruise, but certain times of the day they have Daffy Duck on the first deck.
Yeah.
And Mickey Mouse on the 10th day. They have all the cameras you take pictures. Of course, it's 4,000 people on the cruise. You understand? And it's hard to get a picture with them. So we want a picture with Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and all of them. Snow White, Sam Door. So they never could get a picture. So they was walking Mickey Mouse down the hallway. He had just got through taking pictures for like 2 hours, and they was walking him down the hallway. Somebody in a Mickey Mouse suit, and Mickey Mouse said, hey, Bruce. I'm like, what? Did he call my name, right? Yeah, so he said, follow me in. So it was bodyguards with him, like 4 securities, and he walked in, and I walked in the room, and it was a white dude that knew me. I said, hey, man, my grandkids has really been trying to get a picture with you guys, man. I said, but it's always 500, 600 people in line.
Yeah.
He said, bring them down here about 8 o'clock tonight to this room. I'll make sure you get in. I said, okay. So I had 4 of my three of the grandkids with me, and that's how we went on the cruise. And we walked downstairs, and when we got in the room, he had everybody. in the room.
Wow. That's
He had Goofy, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Snow White, everybody.
Good gracious.
Daffy Duck, Donald Duck.
They
all
were
of
in
them.
heaven.
Oh, they almost fell out. And we took they let them take like pictures after pictures after pictures, man. And that was the coolest thing. So I'm like the super granddad. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I got a surprise for y'all. Y'all go, like, for real? Damn. I ain't gonna tell you. Damn. But when they got down there and seen that was the coolest thing, man. So, it's cool being a granddad.
Nah, that's pretty dope. Let's circle back to something though you were talking about earlier, being that you had your career is expanded a long time, right?
It did, man.
I mean, you've been doing
Still
this for a
doing
long
it.
time.
Still, yes,
Still teaching.
We're here now.
I mean, I've been teaching comedians and helping comedians since I can remember, because I had a lot to help me. You know, John Witherspoon played Pops on the Wayans, was one of my mentors. Ronaldo Ray, who's my co-host on Comic View, was one of my best teachers. Rodney Winfield. So I just started helping people because it's in me.
Yeah.
Mike Epps, you know, I put him out. I made him audition for Fridays. He didn't want to. I made him do it. You know, he was scared. I said, man, they looking for somebody like you. Now he's Day Day.
Yeah. Well, can I ask my question now then?
Yes, sir. I just want to share that with you. Bishop, you hear this?
Nah, so I was just joking. But going back to that, and like I said, you're going down your part of your resume just then. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want you to know.
But now, how do you or did you manage expectations that could have been unintentionally imposed on your kids based on who you are?
I had to watch what I did. You know, I had to watch what I say and do. Let me tell you something. You know how people always plan their career? Like, you know, when I get out of school, I'm going to be a doctor. Let me be honest, man. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. I didn't. I didn't have a clue. The only thing I knew is that I had to help my mother.
Yeah.
My mother was going through it, and I was a ROTC fanatic. You know, I used to be in ROTC, and I had like 16 scholarships to go to military colleges. I could have went to West Point. I was accepted. I'm like, no, I had a sergeant say, son, are you crazy? I said, I might be. I said, but I got to help my mom. I cannot leave my mother. And I didn't know what was going on now. And I've always been the class clown, neighborhood clown, barbershop clown, all that. And I had one dude told me, said, man, you need to go on stage. Wow. He told me, but no, I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm working in the restaurant. I'm cooking. I ended up hiring this guy, older guy. He told me he had worked for the restaurant back in the 50s. It was a barbecue restaurant. And he used to watch me in the kitchen all the time. I'd be in there joking around and everything. He said, you ever thought about doing stand-up? I said, no. He said, you need to do stand-up. He said, I'm gonna bring you something tomorrow. He brought me this album cover. He brought me an album. It was him. Wow. He was a comedian. Wow. It was him and another guy. It was a duet. His name was Reverend Mule, and the other dude's name was Dr. Arrowhead. It was Reverend Mule, Dr. Arrowhead. And he was in the position like he playing baseball, but he had a tree in his hand. And Arrowhead was down in the catcher's position. The name of the album was called So You Want to Know Baseball. He told me, he said, you got it. But he was an alcoholic. He said, listen, don't do like I do. Don't waste your life away. Go on stage. No, I went and got a job at Frito-Lay because I'm looking for good money. Not listening. Yeah. Started working for Frito-Lay, went through hell. You understand what I'm saying? Got on the job, just went through hell. But then everybody at Frito-Lay, man, you need to go on stage. Wow. And when I did do it, I knew that's where I should have been my whole entire life. Wow. When I first went on stage, and I've been doing it ever since. And it's been good. It's been wonderful. The dude that I hired, he died about maybe 15 years ago. He was 89, Reverend Mule. If you Google his album, Reverend Mule out there, it's on his album. Wow. And he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot. But it was my time to go in, but I didn't listen. Wow. So that's a lot of times we have to pay attention to what we do. And I had a waitress one time. Her name was Cindy McCormick. And she told me, she said, we went to a comedy club last night. She said, Bruce, you need to go up there. And she said, we saw this guy say he was really funny, but you're funnier than he is. And I said, what was his name? She said, Steve Harvey. Now, man, this was like in 86, 87. Wow. She said, he was funny, but you're funnier than him. And I never forget that name, Steve Harvey. And I started trying to keep up with him. And I met Steve, and I told him that, and he gave me the look like, holding the lip down. What? Yeah,
that lip heavy.
Steve cool though.
So what was that moment? Let's talk about that for a second. What was that moment when you realized, you know what, I'm sticking with this? And
hey man, I knew it was something I liked, and I wasn't gonna let it go. I held on to it, man. And what I really realized is, as it progressed, people start hating me. I'm like, oh,
yeah, you're getting good.
Something's happening here. You know, I had one comedian. When he laid his eyes on me, he could not stand me. I mean, he was like, man, I'm from Chicago, man. You know, I said, bro, you in Atlanta now. You know, I don't care nothing about Chicago, bro. I'm from the Bluff. And I don't know if y'all ever heard of the Bluff. I'm from the Bluff. It's 5 minutes away from here. I make a phone call, won't be nothing but Cutlers and Riggers in front of this place. Crown Vickers on a box Chevy. Somebody gonna die. So quit telling you, but to this day, this dude, he was extremely funny. He was one of the best hosts I ever seen in my life. To this day, he's not even doing comedy. But it's something he saw in me that he didn't like. He said, I don't like that motherfucker. You know, he used to tell people,
Success.
I didn't care.
That's what it is.
I had tunnel vision. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. I go on stage.
Haven't stopped.
Ain't not going to stop.
Yeah.
I asked B.B. King one time, you ever think he'd stop playing the guitar? He said, when they close that casket, that's when I'm going to stop.
Oh, wow.
And that's when he stopped. He played till the day he died.
When you look back at it, and like you said, your kids grew up with you, right? Does it touch you when you look back? You're like, yo, I'm successful. My kids have been along this journey with me. Does it ever? You ever look back at the journey?
No. When people always say you got 15 minutes of fame. I always tell people I ain't started on mine yet. I'm still having fun. I still got a lot more to go.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. When you're having fun, it's not work. You know, when you're having fun, it's not work. It's just you're having fun. But I make money doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought in my life I would make the money that I made in my life telling jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But people love you when you're consistent and you're nice to people and you not arrogant, conceited. Yeah. People like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And some people like it vice versa.
Yeah.
Some people like the arrogance. Some people like, but man, it's me. This is my personality. On stage is not an act. This is me. Yeah. This is how I act every day. So I'm not going to, hey guys, how you doing? No. What's up, players? What's happening with you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is me.
How do you maintain the humility though?
It's just me. You know, some things you have to ignore. You know, people say stupid stuff. Man, you look tall on TV. I said, so how tall is your TV? Because you said some stupid stuff, bro. You look uglier in person, but I didn't say that. But I'm looking at you, and bro, in person, you are really fucked up. But
don't start looking at me, talking to me like that either now.
Now we've been
all right the whole time now,
towards you, man, but I wasn't talking at you.
You being
I
more
was
like
talking
disrespectful to me.
You know what? He been trying to jump me on that.
No, I ain't either.
Yeah, but people will tell me stupid stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then the one to get me is the people that have seen me before, and I ain't seen me. Remember me, man? Oh no, you gonna act like you're, bruh. I'm sorry, I don't remember you. So I have to humble myself because I can be like, what the fuck is you talking about? I don't know you, but no, man, I really don't remember you, bro. Man, you pumping gas at the gas, bro. You ain't telling me I was pumping gas at the gas station.
That's funny.
You know, people come out. Had one girl front on me so bad. I was with my wife, who was in the mall, and I said, she walked up. She was like 3 other girls, and we walked in, and she go, hey, Bruce. I said, hey, baby, how you doing? Oh, don't act. I said, first of all, who the fuck are you? Because if you with Killer J, you wouldn't say shit to me. You was in there with that baby daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That you got them kids by, you wouldn't even look at me. Because he'd say, who is that you looking at? Yeah, but if I'd have said something to you like you don't know me.
That's funny.
People trip, man. But you got to learn how to handle them. Sometimes you just have to let it go. Because I can either go like, bitch, fuck is you talking about? I go, you know, I'm sorry, baby. I don't apologize for stuff that I didn't even know about. Yeah.
So what advice, we're going to start getting up out of here, so we're going to ask you some of the closing questions we always ask is, what advice would you give to someone who's aspiring to be a father or just had a baby?
Making sure. Well, you got to take care of your kid. You know, you made that decision. You know, you got to make sure you stick with your decision. And quit getting mad at the woman about stuff. Women do what she want to do. It's hers. If she want to get away, she can get away. It's hers. Okay, but you still got the obligation with that child. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And people, like I said, when I was having kids, I wasn't planning on having kids. I didn't know I was getting some. You know, happy. You know, got the rope in my hand. You know, looking in the mirror, got the one hand on the headboard. You know, got the rope. I'm tearing it up. Got the rope in his hand. Yeah, I was doing rodeo there. But we didn't know. We were just doing it. So we got to be, like I said earlier, we got to make sure we make the right decisions, and a lot of things we see we don't like, get the hell on. Don't even stay there for it, because you're going to get abused. Everything is a different level. I got a girl, I know, she fell in love with this dude, you know, Me and her, we very cool, we like sister and brothers, and they used to get arguing and then shove it. I said, baby, it's different levels now. I said, y'all gonna be arguing, next day you know you're gonna be pushing each other, and you're gonna be fighting, and somebody gonna start shooting. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up going to that except for the shooting part. They ended up getting to fighting because she wasn't gonna back down.
Right.
Nigga, you ain't gonna tell me. He beat her like she was a dude, you know. But I had to go talk to her. I play her, talk to him, and why did you hit the woman like that? Come on, bro, you could have walked off. So, we, you know, everything is different levels, and we have to pay attention. If it's something you don't like in a woman and something you see you don't like, man, just because she got a big ass don't, you know what I'm saying? That's like a dude with a big dick, but if he don't like women, he just a dude with a big dick. Bam.
Yeah,
It's just that simple.
Yeah,
and like Forrest Gump would say, as Forrest Gump would say, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I'm glad. I don't know how to respond to that. Yeah, that metaphor mean.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
that was a little.
yeah,
over
it
your
was,
head.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like
But the
really.
ladies are stupid. I was like, yeah, he's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last question.
Okay.
Simple. What do you want your legacy as a father to be?
I like for them to know that I was the best father, understanding, caring, sharing, because that's who I am, and he was the best I ever had. My kids think that about me now, and I think that about them. They're the best kids, man, and just keeping it real with them. That's the key thing about life, keeping it real, man.
Nice, dope.
Now, that's why people don't like Donald Trump, you know, because he makes stupid decisions, but he was Donald Trump. He kept it real.
Yeah.
He said stupid stuff like people are dying today that never died before Donald Trump. Come on.
Of course, right?
Was that a college answer? You know, but just keep it real, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope, man. For you to sit down and take the time to talk to us,
Hey, man, I appreciate
we
it.
enjoyed you.
Thank you, man.
Kinda.
You actually cool, though. You know what I'm saying?
You're okay.
No, you cool, but,
You're
you know,
okay.
you ain't the best thing in the world. You know?
I'm not.
You kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we get along.
Yeah. He the type of brother steal your money, help you look for it. You know?
True.
And I ask you,
And then let you
was
borrow
it
some.
250s, 100, and a 20? She's like, yeah. You're like, hey, you see?
Nah, man. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you, man.
We enjoyed it, and you had a lot. You know, even though your resume kind of long, and we had to cut it off on you for a
just,
second.
this should be the best show y'all had. You understand what I'm saying? Just like when I did the 85 South show.
Oh, that was a good show.
They
was
actually
a good
calling
show.
me to come back to do it again.
Yeah, that was a
because
good
I had to school them on, I know you're making money, you're making good money, but get your business in order.
Yeah.
Because the IRS is looking.
Yeah.
And they're going to wait till you build it up. Because they done peeked in your bank account.
Yeah.
They know what you got. You see what I'm saying? So get your business. It's not all about telling jokes. This is a business.
Yeah.
And you got to pay your taxes. So keep it real with yourself.
Yeah, I don't play with that. Them
No.
alphabet people.
Them IRS folks, they don't even smile. They just laugh like this. Yeah.
All right, we out.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Oh man.
Is that good?
That was
Yep.
good.